are you going to cough at the start of every one?
Only if you don't give me a chance to clear my throat before we start.
Okay, ready? Oh, sometimes I can talk without moving my mouth.
That's
and then,
weird.
I know. Well, I was going to have a little introduction, like Good Morning Vietnam, but we'll say, hello, we're the Manual Americans. Or it needs work.
Hello, we're the Manual Americans.
Hello, we are the Manual Americans. We want to be your friends.
It's always nice to have a helping hand around.
Yes. We're back again to talk again about the coronavirus.
Again? What do we have to say about it? Haven't we said everything there is to say? Wash your hands, don't hoard stuff.
Wash your hands.
Listen to Dr. John Campbell.
Dr. John Campbell.
Very reputable source of information.
Healthcare for the people, by the people.
Uh-huh.
That's why. Why do you think we need that to even say that?
Because our government institutions aren't offering the help we need.
Yeah.
Because it's a thing that takes everybody working together.
That too.
If we don't all work together to make this work, then it's not going to work.
The thing you said about the government,
Yeah.
that's also important because they just don't, they're slow. They're too slow for this, and they're politicized. Like, they're not making the decisions that you would make if you were, like, when we play Pandemic, right?
Yeah, we played Pandemic last night.
We did.
Pandemic
Iberia. You don't want to let them die. Like, you never just say let them die.
No. If you do, you really regret it.
I took there's a politician card, I took it out of the game. Because they're not any help to us right now. That's the point. Some of them are really making an effort. They're saying, we should get it. Who's good? Bernie Sanders, he's saying good things. He's talking about it. He's trying to offer leadership.
You're seeing a lot of good action from, like, mayors and governors, on a very
local
and state level.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are just like, yeah, I don't want people in my country to die.
Oh.
Country. I meant to say county.
Like New York is doing good.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good. Austin.
Yeah.
I think the whole area here, Dallas.
Yeah.
So the mayors
Houston.
the mayors are the shining stars in this.
Yeah.
And I feel like, what we should probably talk about is, like, some people don't like the lockdown at all.
Well, I mean, the lockdown does kind of suck, right? I mean, can't go outside.
No,
can't
but
buy
not
the
because
things
of that
we need.
reason. Not for that reason, but because of the economy.
Well, what's
they think
going on?
we should all be at work instead of at home, keeping the economy going.
So, why not stop the lockdown? I mean, the answer is obvious, but I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm going to get some horns.
I love them.
Mwahaha!
Yeah.
I am devil's advocate. I am not a cow.
Cool, dude.
Cows are like this. They have curved horns.
I would do, like, little, smaller horns. Those are pretty big horns for a devil. But I'm letting you have it. Well, I thought you said that was a cow.
Cow? Whoops. I didn't move my mouth.
It's contagious.
Cow.
Okay, just do the devil's advocate thing. We need to stay on subject because look at the clock.
Oh, God.
I don't know if anyone's ever going to watch us, but they're not going to watch us for 40 minutes.
All right, anyway.
We should edit.
So, but the lockdown, I mean, so what if we don't do the lockdown, right? Then the economy gets back to work and everything's great.
But can the economy really be great when everyone's terrified that they're going to die?
Well,
and a lot of
some
people are dying,
die.
and everyone knows people who are dying because you're all going to... even at this point, we all are going to know people that die. It's going to happen.
Well, I mean, if they die now or they die later, I mean, either way, since we're all going to catch it, even with like lockdowns and stuff like that, why not just not have the lockdown and do it now? Get it over with. And people die, people die.
Do you really feel that way? Because I could never be. People dying is terrible.
Do you need me to put the horns
Very
back on so you
sad
know
when
I'm
they
being
die.
sarcastic?
Yes, I told the horns were important. I'm gonna have to make you some horns. A little sock, tear it up, and make
You
some
know,
horns.
I do have a devil sock puppet
Well,
outfit.
You said puppet.
Costume?
Costume. So, but say the real reason that it's not a good idea to go back to work.
All right. So here's the thing, right? We all go back to work. Then the coronavirus spreads, and it does so at an alarmingly high rate. Then we overwhelm our capacity for hospital beds and ventilators. So the ventilators thing means that a bunch of people who could have been saved die. However, overwhelming the hospital beds means that we don't just overwhelm the ventilators, we take every available hospital bed in the United States. So, ponder that for a moment, then consider that's ignoring every other thing that might need a hospital bed. Your mom's cancer polyectomy? Nope, taken up by a coronavirus patient. Your uncle's, I don't know, bladder surgery? Taken by a coronavirus patient, right? But the other thing is...
Your own arm being broken?
Sure,
maybe?
broken arm, stubbed toe, whatever, right?
I mean, a broken arm's really not a priority right now.
But beyond that...
I mean, it is right now. I'm
beyond
just saying, when
that,
the hospitals are overwhelmed, just don't be breaking your arm.
Beyond that, all the doctors and nurses are going to get exposed to it. And so there's going to be a huge tax on, well, not tax, but a huge pressure, not only on safety gear, which we already don't have enough of,
Already a problem, but
but then the doctors and nurses who are there in the hospitals, they're going to get sick. And a bunch of them are going to get taken out of work, and some of them will likely die. So
we already know the doctor who first diagnosed it in China died.
Yeah.
And we've already had nurses and doctors getting sick and dying. And back to that thing about not having enough ventilators.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to know his name. Let's edit it in where I know his name. He's this Italian guy. And I don't even remember what he does now. Now I feel bad, but he gave up his respirator. He gave up his ventilator.
That 70-something
and
guy.
He was a priest. What I'm hearing here in Texas is somebody saying that all our grandparents should just die. And he says that he'd sacrifice himself when he'd be like the first dude on a ventilator. Huh. And do you think he'd give his ventilator up for someone and just die?
Fat chance.
I mean, I want to know. Let's assume, maybe give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he would. If he reaches out to Manual Americans and at gmail.com and lets us know that he, would do that. Kind of give me, but yeah, character, based on his character, no.
So here's the other thing, right? What not quarantining does, not lockdowning, what that does is it functionally drops a nuke in the middle of our nationwide health system, which is already kind of thin.
So the choice is between the health system and Wall Street.
But there's more, right? So you nuke the health system. That's a huge economic driver. All of a sudden, lots of people who are sick with all the other ailments can't get treated. Then all of a sudden, those people start dying. Someone who can't get their cancer properly treated dies.
And that's already a problem in the United States.
Someone who can't get their arm properly set can't go back to work, right? And beyond that, it doesn't stop the virus from spreading. It promotes it. It turns the entire nation to a massive breeding ground for it, and it'll stick with us.
The rich people brought this here, and now not only is it going to devastate the poor, more than it does the rich. But the rich are the ones that get to call the shots, and they're not wanting to protect us. They could protect us. Okay, Bill Gates. Bill Gates is rich and he cares. Watch his TED Talk. 7 to 8 days. No, weeks. Remember that? Why did we want to talk about 7 to 8 weeks? Can you remember?
Wasn't that the
Do you
time
want
it
to
took
let's
China?
trade sides?
No, I'm good now.
Oh, but I'm tired.
Oh, I see. Hey, Bianca. How you doing?
Hey.
Right. Be right back.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I wanted a turn too.
So, yeah, I'm the right hand.
So, and I'm Abigail.
Yeah. Hi, Abigail.
I used to be on that side, but I've discovered that it's easier to be on this side. The hand that was talking to you from that side was the
So,
hand with no
it took
name.
7 to 8 weeks for China to get coronavirus under control. Can you tell me what that means? Under control?
It's funny when you get antenna like an ant.
I'm
Oh,
doing
my
air.
ant.
They're air quotes.
Ant. Womp womp. What did you say again?
Tell me what under control means in the context of China in 7 to 8 weeks.
Well, under control means that they're not. I don't know the exact numbers. You'll have to watch John Campbell for that because he will show you that. But it means that. Can we just say, okay, so what does it mean? It means that they're finally seeing positive results from quarantine, from isolating themselves.
Like reduction in numbers of infected
people, yes. And deaths,
So
everything.
the reason
and if
you're
you look
citing
at those
that-
numbers, China's like spiking. In United States, we're going to be where China was. We are going to be there. And we'll get it worse if we don't. Look what China, this is why, just look at China. If they hadn't done what they had done, those numbers would keep going up. We are already where China was. Like, if we don't do what we're doing now, we'll be worse. We will be worse than what China is. And they won't call it the Chinese virus anymore. Because China will be done with it. But guess who will be flattened by it?
You and me? And everyone out there?
And me.
Everyone out
and
there
you.
who happens to be an
No
American.
matter how they toss the dice.
Well,
it's
a
got
person
to
who
be.
lives in America.
Oh, copyright.
That's fine.
But we're happy.
It's together.
But we're not happy. We're so sad. So sad. Super sad. It's incredibly sad to have a situation where you're hearing people who are leadership positions. Okay, look. We're gonna have to call this the F-bomb because I want to cuss. I want to say. I'm afraid the kids might like us.
Oh, wait a minute.
I
Here,
feel like look
I'll
at
do
us.
for you what you did for me.
Look.
Here, do it with your hand.
It's words.
Oh,
But
come on, when I
I-
wanted to do it, I used my finger.
I do think we look appealing to children, and what I'm going to try to say is that we. Oh, now I don't even know where I was going with that.
You were angry, probably at a certain chump.
I'm happy that Starbucks made it drive-through.
It's only sensible, really.
Yes, yes. Doctors need Starbucks, so I'll give them that. Michael's, you're not essential. Joanne's, I'm a teacher, and I love Michael's, so for me to say that, I mean, I want some crafts and stuff. One thing I saw listed as an essential worker here in Austin that I kind of questioned, and this is no offense to pool maintenance dudes, because you guys rock. If you have a pool, you want your pool maintenance, but pool maintenance. So I don't think that's essential, but I also don't think it's a big deal to have the... We had a guy do our lawn. As long as you keep your distance, you can have a pool maintenance thing be with social distance still, I think. But they're considered essential. And I'm working from home.
Me too.
Teachers are doing so much, and that's all behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But the thing about teachers, and the reason I don't think teachers need to be being put on posters as heroes, even though we always should be put on posters as heroes, but right now is because we are not being exposed every day, like the people who are the doctors, the nurses, the food packers, the people who are picking our food for us, everyone, all the people that are making sure we get fed and keeping our water running, the people who
food.
risk getting exposed because they have to, because we need them out there doing their thing.
Yeah.
And we need to do our thing and not expose them. And you know what? I'm going to say that the people who think that letting a bunch of people die is preferable to letting the stock market tank, I'm going to say that those people are in the minority. I'm just going to take that as a given.
That is very likely true.
I hope it is. I really do. So taking that as a given and then just kind of moving on, maybe that was enough to have said just now. But I wanted to say something else, but I don't remember what it was.
I just want to say that, yeah, the lockdown's a pain in the butt, right? And it's doing bad things to the stock market and all that. But it's an important thing. It's useful.
The
it's
stock
actually
market?
pretty necessary. No, the lockdown.
Oh.
Social isolation taken to a very significant extreme.
I mean, our
It's
money's in the
important-
stock market too. We want
Oh
it.
my gosh.
We
I
want
can't
it to
even
be
open my
healthy,
portfolio.
but you know what? I'd rather be healthy is our physical bodies. Our physical bodies need to be healthy.
The
Maybe
market will recover.
it's recovered. It's before, and so will the people. But like from the Black Plague, This is so different though. There's no great equalizing here. The rich are getting off. Oh, I'm just.
Consider this. Someone who's in a position of power. If they say, hey, we want you to go back to work even though there's this horrible virus out there, do you think that they're thinking about your health and the health of everyone in the nation? Or do you think they're thinking about the stock market? Because the stock market, it'll get better. It'll recover. It always recovers.
But the people who die,
They don't recover. No. Death is kind of final.
But okay, but let's be fair. Some businesses are dying. So
Yeah,
should
that's
we
true.
compare that? Because corporations here in America are people.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. Big business, they're going to do just fine. It's the small businesses, right? Like, Rogues Gallery up in Round Rock. They're going to take a hit.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hard
but
for
right
them.
now is a good time to play board games. So if everyone's
They
adapting.
closed today.
But they could have done a drop-off delivery kind of thing. You know, they can. People just need to adjust business. So do sanitary. Well, now there's lockdown, and I guess board games aren't essential.
Well, what I was getting at, though, is even though the lockdown is a pain in the butt, it's important. And it really is our best plan to beat this as quickly as possible. Choosing to ignore the lockdown, choosing to end it early, will only prolong this and make things worse. Not just in terms of human lives and suffering, but it'll damage our healthcare system and it will have far-reaching effects on our economy.
7
Far
to 8
worse
weeks.
than the
7
lockdown.
to 8 weeks in China.
Keep in mind, that's China, which is a totalitarian regime that can really truly force its populace to stay inside. Unlike us. Now, there may be leaders who wish we were a totalitarian regime, but we're not going to talk about that here.
I mean, if we go back in 2 weeks and we just go back, first of all, we're not going to see the deaths. They're going to go up. Infections rates are going to go up. Deaths are going to go up. Everything in 2 weeks, everything's just going to look like it's getting worse because it's already there, and we're just going to be finding out about it. Everyone's already that's COVID-19's everywhere already. So, in 2 weeks, nothing's going to get better. You send people out. It's you've got to watch Dr. John Campbell today. He showed how, he talked about the R naught number, how it spreads. And if we stay home, then we get 11 cases in 30 days. If we don't stay home, we get 250 cases in a month. 250 cases, and then you start that over where you started the one, and in a month that goes from whatever, times that by 250. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. I'm an English teacher. Look it up. Watch the video.
Dr. John Campbell.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wash your manual, Americans. Wash your manual, Canadians.
We're at 20 minutes.